Okay, in this screencast, I'm going to show you how to set up the software that you're going to need for CS1400. This is the Macintosh version. If you are running Windows, there is another screencast to show you how to do it in Windows. If you are using the school computers in the lab, you don't need to do this since it's already pre-installed for you. Installing the software that you need for CS1400 is a three-step process. We will first install Python. Python is a programming language that we'll be using throughout this class. So first thing you need to do is you need to download Python. So we're going to go here to your web browser and we are going to go to python.org. That's python.org. That brings up our web page. What we need to do is get to the download page, and we are going to use Python 2.75. We have found that it works best to use the 32-bit version, so we're going to download 2.7.5 for Mac OS 32-bit version right here. It's downloading now. Almost here. And it looks like we now have it, so I am going to be running it here. I'm going to run the Python package. Double click on python.package. And here is the Python installer. I am going to hit continue here to continue on, and continue, and continue, and I'll agree to the license agreement, and I'm going to hit install. Typing in my password, and now we are up and going. Looks like it's installing everything at this point. Just finishing up the installation. Looks like it's taking its time here, but it will soon be done. And it looks like I now have Python. So in order to make sure that Python is working right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, well, first of all, I need to install it. So I'm going to go to my downloads, and here is Python. Well, I've already installed it, haven't I? So I'm going to go here to my applications. And in my applications, I should have a Python folder. Here it is, Python 2.7. We will be using the idle part of Python quite a bit in this class, so it's probably a good idea at this point just to drag and drop idle down into your bar down here, down into the dock. And let's close all of this up, and let's run Python just to make sure it's working before we move on. And it looks like we have it working. Just to make sure, I will ask Python what 3 times 4 is. And if it comes up with 12, that means that you have installed Python. Now what I'm going to do is close the shell. And the next phase is there is a helper application called WXPython that you need to run RUPL. So we are going to go to WXPython. So I'm going to search here WXPython, not WK, but WXPython. And there it is right there. It's at WXPython.org. WXPython.org. So here it is. The next thing that I need to do is I'm going to install the stable release. Obviously, I wouldn't want an unstable release. So right here is our stable release, And I'm going to go down here to Mac OS X binaries, and I am going to pick Python 2.7 is the version of Python that I installed. So I will just go here to the ANSI version of Python 2.7 WX Python right there. And hopefully my download will start shortly, just like it says. Of course, it has to give us a couple of advertisements. And it looks like we are still waiting. And here it comes. It is a 40 megabyte file. Looks like I have some time here. We'll probably edit out all of this installation here. Basically, we're just watching this go further and further and further along. Alright, at this point, it looks like we have completed the download of the image file. So I will click on the image here, and it is opening it up. And I need to install it by clicking on this little package right here. And then I'm going to hit continue, and I'm going to continue. I'll agree to the license agreement, and I will hit install. Need to type in my administrator password, and we are off to the races installing WX Python. And it looks like we are successful in installing WX Python. So I'll close all of these windows. The next phase is I need to install Rupal. So I'm going to come up here, I'm going to search for Rupal. And whoops, misspelled it. Rupal. It's like purple except with an R. So here it is here. It's rupal.sourceforge.net, and it's got a dash in it. So it's rur-ple.sourceforge.net. So I'll go to that website here. And first thing that I need to do is I need to download it. I've already installed WX Python like it says. So let's go to the download page here. Click on the download page. And it looks like right here I want to go to the most recent version, so I'm going to click here under Rupal. And here are all of the things. I'll go to the latest version, Release Candidate 3. And it looks like here is the Mac OS version of it. So let's install it. At this point, I am waiting for it to start the download. And here it comes. Looks like it's 17.2 megabytes. And here it comes. Of course, we have to look at some advertisements in the meantime. But it looks like in about 10 seconds we will be done with this. And here it is. So let me click on it. It's opening it up. And there is Rupal. And what I want to do is I want to put Rupal in the applications folder. So I'm going to hit folder. I'm going to hit my finder. And I'm going to open a new Finder window. I'm going to go to Applications. And I am going to copy this Rupal into my applications. This is how we install in Mac OS. And then we should have Rupal down here in my Applications folder, which is great. Since we'll be using Rupal for the next couple of weeks, probably a good idea at this point to drag it and drop it down here on your dock. So there is Rupal. Let's run Rupal to see if it works. So I'm going to click on Rupal. And I want to open it. And we are off to the races. So here is Rupal. And we have it working. I will give you a tour of Rupal in the next video, but it looks like we have everything installed and ready to go for CS1400. So I'll close all of these windows here, and this concludes this screencast.